What's up guys, welcome to another Scratch tutorial. This is part 2 on how to make a maze game in Scratch, and in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to make the coins and the finish and starting point. So anyways, without further ado, let's get started. So here I have created a simple level backdrop. It's called level 1. And it's just a simple level that you can create your own. You can create your own level, but I have created mine. So first I'm going to go create the coins. So I'm going to go and create a new sprite, and I'm going to call this coins. So I have a costume for my backpack, and it's just a circle with an outline of 10. The outline is orange, the fill is yellow, and I have a line in the middle which is also the same color as the outline, which is the width of 8. So I want the coins to spawn where our mouse is. So I'm going to go into the backdrops and drag a one flag clicked and create some variables called, let's create one called coin X. And I'm going to create another one called coin Y. So I'm going to set these variables to 0 when the flag is clicked in the backdrops, and drag a forever loop, and drag an if statement, and check if key M is pressed. If key M is pressed, then I'm going to set coin X and set coin Y to the mouse X and mouse Y positions. And right before these sets, I'm going to drag a wait until block, and drag an not in the operators and duplicate the key M pressed. And then that is all, and I'm actually going to take this all out and add a comment. Let's say I'm going to type only use when needed. To remind me that I can only use this if I need to use it, because we don't want the player to press M and they're going to think that this is some kind of key that they are going to use in a game. But this is just to make the coin spawn in the code. So if you ever need to use it, you just put it back in the forever loop. So I'm going to go to the coin sprite and drag a one flag clicked. I'm going to go and drag a forever loop. If else statement, and I'm going to check if the backdrop is equal to 2, which is level 1, because the number 1 backdrop is test. It's the test one, so I'm going to make sure this is 2 and not 1. So I'm going to go to my blocks and create a new custom block, and I'm going to call this, let's say, create clone at X, colon, and add an input X, and add a label Y. And another input called Y also. And then I'm going to click OK. So in define create clone at X and Y, I'm going to go to X, X, and Y, Y, and go to control and drag a create clone of myself. And I'm going to, let's create a clone. Let's create a clone, and if I want a clone to be over here, so I just press the M key. Oh, and I need to attach this because I need to use this. So if I press the M key, the coin X is -67. So I want to clone at -67 and Y -117. And I need to make sure to go to looks and hide. So I want to create more, so I'm going to put 1 over here. So that is clone at -205 and 80, and another one right here, which is 165 and 80. So I've got some coins spawned, And I'm also going to drag a when I start as a clone and go to looks and drag a show. So I make sure that my coins are showing. So next I want a finish and starting point. So I'm going to create two new sprites. And the first one is going to be called finishing point. And I have a costume for my backpack. And this is the finished costume. And this is basically a word that says finish and a rectangle underneath, and it's the color red. And I'm going to create, I'm going to name this sprite 2 starting point. And I also have a costume for my backpack. It's a green word that says start, and it's a rectangle. I have a rectangle underneath it. So I want the starting point to, let's say, be somewhere right here. So I'm going to drag a when flag clicked and go to control and drag an if else statement and check if the backdrop number is equal to 2. Then I'm going to go to that position, which is x -192 and y -114. And same with the starting finishing point. I want the finishing point to be somewhere around here. So I'm going to drag the code into the finishing point sprite and just replace that with the x position and y position. So I want the player to spawn at the starting point. So I'm going to delete the go to XY and go to sensing and drag a backdrop number of stage and change this to starting point. So the X position of starting point and also the Y position. So it will go to the starting point. And I also want it to go in front of the start so I can see the player. So next step is to make it so that the player can collect the coins. So I'm going to go to the coin sprite and create a new variable called coins. And I'm going to create another variable called all coins. And in the backdrops, I'm going to set those variables to 0. So in the when I start as a clone, I'm going to go to control and drag a for loop, and then also an if statement, and I'm going to check if the coins are touching the player. If it is, then I'm going to change coins by 1, and I'm going to go to control and drag a delete this clone. Okay, so now all it does is if it touches the player, it collects the coins. So now I want the finishing point to light up if all the coins are collected. So in the finishing point sprite, I'm going to drag a for loop around all of this. And go to looks and drag a set block, set color effect to, and change this to brightness, and I'm going to change this to -30. And I'm going to create another variable called collected, all collected. To check if all of the coins are collected. And I'm going to go to the backdrops and also set this. And I'm going to make it false. So in the finishing point sprite, I'm going to drag an if else statement and check if the all collected variable is equal to true. If it is, then I'm going to set the brightness effect to 30. Whoops, I'm actually going to make this an if statement, and I'm going to drag an if else statement inside of that. And I'm going to put this a touching player. And I'm going to set the brightness effect to 30, and else I'm going to drag a set color effect, change this to brightness, and make this 0. So I'm going to go to the coin sprite and drag one flag clicked, And I'm going to go to control and drag a for loop, and then if statement, and I'm going to check if all the coins are collected. So if coins is equal to all coins, then I'm going to set the all collected variable to true. And then inside this, when I start to clone, I'm going to drag a change all coins by 1. So all collected is false, and the finishing point is darkened. And if I collect all of the coins, then the finishing point lights up, and if I touch it, then it becomes brighter. And the all collected variable is true. So that proves that our variables are working, and also our game. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next Scratch tutorial. Peace out.